The winning blueprint presents.
In the lab room.
On a week that has a lot of games that mean something, here's another one that doesn't. Means absolutely zero in the grand scheme of the playoffs. However, you can't tell these teams that this game doesn't matter. They're looking to build off of a win that they got a week ago. The Chiefs, wins have been few and far between for this Kansas City Chiefs team. They only got two in the season. One came earlier in the season, maybe week 4, and they just got their second last week. So they're trying to do something they haven't been able to do all season long, win 2 straight games. They were able to get it done after an emotional week, the murder, suicide murder, Javon Belcher taking his own life after taking his ex-girlfriend's life. And so they had a lot of emotion weighing them down in that game, but they were able to come out and play solid football, play for one another, come together as a team, and rally and get a victory. Those wave of emotions, they only last for 1 week. You don't get to sing that song and use those emotions to propel you the next week. Use that emotion and help you win that game, and then you have to find a way to just play good football the next weeks that follow. That one win, you can attribute that to the emotions and the spirits of the guys in that locker room trying to forge together as one and help each other get through a trying time. Browns don't care anything about that now on the football field. They're going to try to get the win. And they've won 2 straight. The first time they've been able to do that all season long. They're playing good football. They feel good about themselves right now. And here comes the Kansas City Chiefs, a team that has struggled all season long, into Cleveland. They feel like, hell, we can win 3 in a row. Why not? This Browns team can move the football. Now, it doesn't always amount to points, but they got weapons. And the Kansas City Chiefs, they can run the football. Brady Quinn looked solid last week. Maybe he is the answer. Maybe he's not the answer at quarterback for the Chiefs. I'll tell you one thing. It's an upgrade over Matt Castle. This is going to be a close game. 2 bad teams playing against each other. 2 bad teams getting a win a week ago, having confidence that they can win again. So, this is going to be a tough game to pick. When it's 2 bad teams playing against each other and you don't know which one is going to win, you take the home team. The Browns have played good football all season at home. Haven't always amounted to wins, but they've played their best football at home. That's why I see the Browns being able to get it done against a Chiefs team that still struggles to score. Yeah, last week, they were able to put up 27. But that's not indicative of who the Chiefs are. They don't like to score points. They don't score them that often. So, they're going back to their non-point scoring ways in this game, as the Browns will stifle them and hold them down to just 10. As the Browns will win this game 16-10 over the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs will go to 2-11 on the season. Meanwhile, the Cleveland Browns will win their 3rd straight of the season. And who knew? The Cleveland Browns will all of a sudden be 5-8. Who knew? This looked like a 3-13, 4-12 team. All of a sudden, they're 5-8 with 3 to go. They could make it to, who knows, 6-10, 7-9. But they have to win this game first before they can start talking crazy. But that'd be a huge step in the right direction if this Browns team is able to beat a bad Kansas City Chiefs team. The first step in becoming a solid team is beating bad teams. When you can't beat bad teams at home, you have an issue. You're not a good team. You're not even close to being a good team. The first step in the long process to becoming a solid football team is beating bad teams at home. Gotta get it done. We'll see. The next game up on the slate sees more family business being handled. Tennessee Titans traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. They want to try to get these Colts back for beating them. And that loss came at the worst time of the season for the Tennessee Titans. The Titans were playing their best football of the season. Hands down, No doubt about it. They were playing their best football of the season. Matthew Hasselbeck had this Titans team riding a winning streak, something that they haven't had all season, haven't had since, didn't have before. They had beat the Steelers. They were playing good football. Matthew Hasselbeck had them winners of 2 straight. They had just beat the Steelers. They were feeling good. And they let Indianapolis Colts, who hadn't won a road game in over a year and approaching a year and a half, come into Tennessee, take them to overtime, and beat them. That was a big game for both of these teams. Again, the Colts ascended after that win. It really proved to be one of the bigger wins of their season. The Titans went down. They descended after that loss. They haven't really recovered since. So, if the Titans want to exact any kind of revenge, this would be the time to do it. The Colts can't afford to lose games. They have a little bit of cushion in this AFC wildcard race. But they're sitting pretty right now as the 5th seed. But one loss can change all of that and put a lot of pressure on these Colts. Especially one that you assume they're supposed to be able to win. They're at home. Titans aren't a good team. They already beat this Titans team on the road in Tennessee. They should be able to take care of them at home this time at Lucas Oil Stadium. Why should this be a loss? If you're the Titans, put a wrench in the Colts' plans. Put a huge monkey wrench right slam in the middle of their plans. They're looking to get to 9 wins. If they get to 9 wins, and this win would do that, they're going to make the playoffs. No doubt about it. They're going to make the playoffs in the AFC. You beat them in this game, all of a sudden now, there's questions as to whether they're able to get it done. If you're the Colts, you can't afford a letdown here. You did all your work early in the season to afford you the opportunity to be able to win games like this and breeze into a playoff spot. Not have to struggle down the stretch like a lot of these teams will. You've done your work early. That win last week, huge. Those are the kind of wins that put you in the playoffs. You did that work early. Don't allow that game last week to go in vain by losing this week to the Titans at home. You need to take care of the Titans. If Andrew Luck has to throw it 52 times, so be it. But if you want to win this game and win it comfortably, be balanced. Run the football. Vic Ballard, Donald Brown, whoever you got to run the football with, run the football. Delonte Carter, whoever it is, Moel DeMore, run the football. Be balanced. Have Andrew Luck not have to throw it 42 times, not have to chuck it 52 times, but rather 33 times, 29 times. No, that's asking a lot of you guys because he throws it close to 40 every game. But if you can be balanced, you should win this game because I think you're going to get opportunities to force turnovers because I don't like Jake Locker as a quarterback right now. I don't think he's ready to start in the National Football League. But he's getting experience. And that's all you can ask for if you're the Titans. Get game experience. Learn how to win in the National Football League. But he's going to give you opportunities to make plays. Now, your goal is to make them when they present themselves. He's going to give you opportunities. Keep him in the pocket. He gets out of the pocket, he's a dangerous quarterback. More so than when he's in the pocket. You let him out of the pocket, now you have a battle on your hands because he can run and he can sling it out of the pocket. For some reason, I feel like he's a much better quarterback when he's on the move. Because he can throw it on the move. You make him stand still, read the defense, and throw from the pocket, you can get mistakes out of Jake Locker. That's what you have to do if you're the Colts. Put pressure on him, get him down, force turnovers, use those turnovers to propel you to score points and win this football game. That's what I see you doing. See the Colts taking care of business, 27-16 in this game, moving to 9-4 in the season. Meanwhile, the Titans, who once had a shot in this season, will think of this Colts game, or the first one, as the turning point of the season where they went downhill. They'll drop to 5-8 on the season. We move on to the next game, and this is probably the most comical team in the NFL. I've gotten my fair share of laughs out of this New York Jets team who will be taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars in Week 14. I love laughing at the Jets. They're a joke to me. They're funny. I like laughing at the Jets because they don't get it. And so, they're funny to me. Because this organization likes to play us for a fool. They think that we're dummies, that we don't get it, that we haven't been watching the NFL for many, many years. They're trying to pull the wool over our eyes. We're not dummies. We do get it, and we know that you don't. So it's funny. I laugh. Mark Sanchez is going to start for the Jets this week. Who didn't see that coming? Really, who didn't see that coming? Who did you think you were fooling? Oh, we have 3 quarterbacks that can get it done. Save it. Save it. We're tired of hearing your nonsense. Save it. We don't want to hear that garbage. Okay? He's going to start. He's going to stink again. Do you think they're going to pull him and put Tim Tebow in? No. They're not. If Tim Tebow is active in this game, Mark Sanchez will have to throw 5 interceptions to get benched. They don't want to play Tim Tebow. Under no circumstance do they want to put him in the game. They will only put him in the game if Mark Sanchez throws up on himself so egregiously that they have no choice, no recourse, but to put Tim Tebow in. But if Greg McElroy is the second quarterback and Tim Tebow does not dress in this game, Sanchez only needs to struggle just a tad bit. Maybe 1, 2 at the most interceptions, he'll be benched. This team is a joke. I don't like the Jets anymore. I used to not have a problem with the Jets. I never was a Jet guy. You know, I have one team, but I watch teams from afar and admire them or don't mind watching them win games. And this Jets team, I had no problem with them before. Now I do. You know, Rex Ryan was a guy that always used to talk. And I kind of found his brashness refreshing. You know, a coach that isn't your typical coach speak guy, isn't afraid to say what's on his mind. Then it kind of wore thin. Then he started to talk too much. There was not a lot of action backing up his words. Then you started to say, hey, Rex, why don't you just shut up and coach? Okay, now they're losing games and he refuses to shut up. And now he doesn't want to do the right thing, which is put Tim Tebow in the game. So now I have no tolerance. I have no patience for his kind of incompetence. So now I just want to see them lose games. Maybe they'll lose enough to the point where they put Tim Tebow in the game. Who knows? I don't care. Either way, this Jacksonville Jaguars team plays pretty solid football at home. The Jets are a mess. Their quarterback situation is a mess. And the Jaguars play good enough defense to take advantage of Mark Sanchez throwing 2 or 3 interceptions. They just do. They play solid enough defense. Last week, the Jaguars didn't play good football on the road against the Bills. Inclement weather, I thought, had a lot to do with it. I'm a little nervous because I am picking the Jacksonville Jaguars again. Don't ask me why. Stop asking. I don't know why. However, they have some injuries that kind of scare me. I'm a little nervous because I told you, you need to learn the name. Cecil Shorts III. He's really emerging as their best receiver, their go-to receiver. He might not play in this game. He hasn't practiced all week. I'm a little nervous. I need my Cecil Shorts III if the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to win this game. I need him to play. Maurice Jones-Drew hasn't practiced all week. He probably won't play for about the 7th game in a row. At this point, I've already given up on the fact that he's going to play. But they got guys that need to play. I think Rashad Jennings might be banged up as well. He hasn't practiced. They need guys to play. They're not a good enough team to have guys missing action. If Cecil Shorts III plays, I feel good about this pick. I'm going to pick him anyway because I don't like the Jets. Last week, I had to rely on the Jets. I picked them as my sole survivor pick, so I had to roll with the Jets. This week, there's no such thing. There's no allegiance to the Jets. They can lose, and I can feel good about them losing the game. And that's what's going to happen. 17-10, Jaguars get it done at home against a struggling, terrible New York Jets football team. Jags go to 3-10 on the season with this win. Meanwhile, Jets go to 5-8 on the season with this loss. We move on to the next game on the slate. Miami Dolphins traveling to San Francisco to take on the 49ers. 49ers lost a game they had no business losing a week ago. You can put that one on the coaching staff. You can put that one on David Akers. Don't put it on Colin Kaepernick. Yeah, he tossed the pitch over the head of Ted Ginn Jr. And yeah, you can blame Ted Ginn too. No sense of urgency to either swat the ball out of bounds or pounce on it. He wants to try and pick it up. Where are you going on 3rd and forever after that ball went backwards about 7-8 yards? Where are you going? It was already 3rd and 9 or 3rd and 8 to begin with. Where are you going picking the football up? Are you going to run for 19 yards in the first down? No. Fall on the ball, knock it out of bounds. Take the penalty for swatting the ball out of bounds illegally and keep it moving. You want to try and pick it up. You get the dunce cap of the week for that. You guys lose the game. Okay, we move on. Don't blame that one on Colin Kaepernick, though. He's going to go home. He's going to hit the reset button. Let's try this thing again. Let's try this thing of me starting over again. He's going to go home, and they're going to win this game against the Dolphins because the Dolphins, they played their best football of the season already. That's gone. Okay? Now they're just a team that week to week, you're just trying to get them to be consistent at something. Be consistent at stopping the run. Be consistent at getting pressure on the quarterback. Be consistent at making plays when they're available. Be consistent in the passing game. They haven't been consistent in the run game for a long, long time. When's the last time Reggie Bush has run for 100 yards? Remember when he said, hey, I want to run for 2,000 yards. I want to run for the most yards in the NFL this season. I want to lead the NFL in rushing yards. Remember when he said that? How far-fetched does that sound right now? Doesn't matter. Fact of the matter is, 49ers are the better team. They're playing skittish football right now. It's playoff time now. It's getting down the stretch. They don't have time to be wishy-washy. They don't have time to be playing great football, demolishing the Bears one week, losing to the Rams the next. They don't have time for this. They need to rev it up and keep it up, or else they'll be going home early in the postseason. Now's the time. Beat this Dolphins team and start playing good football from here on out. That's what I expect them to do. Dolphins aren't a very good team. They don't take advantage of opportunities that come their way. They don't have a good roster. They still are looking to build this roster into what it needs to be for them to be a team that can contend for anything. And so I think they overachieved this year. Good for this Dolphins team, but they won't win this game. 49ers will get it done 23-16 at home over these Dolphins. 49ers will move to 9-3-1 on the season. Meanwhile, Miami Dolphins will move to 5-8 on the season. The next game up on the slate sees the Arizona Cardinals traveling to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. Family business. This was my sole survivor pick of the week because the Arizona Cardinals are not a good football team. They're not. Seattle Seahawks haven't lost all year at home. Sounds like a no-brainer pick. So expect the Seattle Seahawks to dominate this football game, beat up the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals don't score points. Their quarterback situation, bar none, worst in the league. Expect them to take care of business, do what they need to do, win this game. Seahawks really put themselves in the driver's seat to go to the playoffs last week with that win at Chicago. That was a huge victory because no one saw them winning that game on the road. They haven't been a good road team all season long. They went and got it done in the hostilest of hostile environments in Soldier Field. They got it done. And so that shows me that they're serious about going to the postseason this year. They really separated themselves from the rest of those teams in the NFC wildcard chase. And so they got a really good shot of locking down that 6th playoff seed. They got a lot of work to do. And it starts right here against the Cardinals at home. They got 2 straight at home. Should be able to win those home games. Try to finish up this season really strong. This Cardinals team, not a good team. It is family business, so they have to make sure that they establish themselves as a dominant team in this game, take care of business. The Cardinals quarterback situation is so bad that even if the Seahawks have an off game, I don't see how they don't win this game. I mean, they couldn't beat the Jets last week, and the Jets are terrible. And they turned the Jets over numerous times and still found a way to lose that game. I don't see how the Seahawks don't win this game and win it going away. Seahawks win this one 24-3, taking their record to 8-5 on the season, dropping the Arizona Cardinals. And we're on Cards Watch now, so if they lose this game, after winning 4 straight to start the season, that would have been their 9th consecutive loss of the season. The next game up on the slate is one I have circled on the calendar. I have circled on the week of games. New Orleans Saints travel to the New Meadowlands, MetLife Stadium, to take on the New York Giants. This is a huge one because this starts a slate of games and a series of weeks where the Giants can struggle. Saints at home. I think they can win this game. I think the Giants are probably the better team in this game and should win this game, but I'm not sure. I don't know. There's a lot of back and forth within this Giants locker room right now. Guys are calling each other out, pointing fingers. You're soft. We're soft. You shouldn't do this. We shouldn't do that. It's a lot of things going on. It's a nice dynamic to have if you're a team chasing the Giants right now. This is usually the time of season where they band together as a band of brothers and start winning football games. Don't know if that's going to happen this season. Remember, people called me names. People said I was an idiot. I had one person tell me I was flat out crazy when I did my reports, my lab reports early in the season. I said, I don't have the Giants making the postseason this year. I just don't. No one listened to me then. Maybe you're listening to me now because the Giants are really in danger. Now, this NFC East division doesn't mean that either you win and you're in or you lose and you're out. You could not win this division and still get in as a wild card. However, the easiest and simplest route to getting in the postseason is win your division. And I tell you what, it's not looking good if the Giants don't win the division. They need to win this division to assure themselves of a postseason berth for the second consecutive year. Now, if they don't win the division, I'm not sure they get in as a wild card. I don't know if they leapfrog one of these other teams that are in the wild card race right now. I don't know. Don't know the answer to that. Honestly, I don't care. All I care about is them possibly losing this game because what it could mean for the Redskins winning this division. But the Giants have a good shot at winning this game because I feel like they can tame Drew Brees, get pressure on him, force him into some mistakes like the Falcons did, get the win. I can see them having a legitimate shot of beating this Saints team, but I don't know. Don't know if it's going to happen because I don't know if I like what the Giants are doing as a team right now. Don't know if this defensive unit is together or not. A lot of guys coming out in the media talking and saying this and that back and forth. That's unnecessary. It's not called for this time of the season. And offensively, you just don't know. I mean, they only scored 16 against the Redskins. Before the bye week, they were demolished by the Cincinnati Bengals. They come off of the bye. They look good against the Green Bay Packers. But you still don't know. There's still questions out there about this New York Giants offense. So we'll see what they can do. This is a game that I think they can win. I think they should win. But I'm not picking them to win. Drew Brees and his New Orleans Saints offense has had 11 days to get ready for this matchup. They played on Thursday Night Football. They've had over a week to prepare for this Giants offense and defense. As a team, the Saints, I think they can get it done on the road. They're not going to make the postseason, but they don't want to see the Giants make it either. I think they'll be able to pass the football because I think this Giants defense has holes in it. You know, they can be exploited in the secondary. You can run on the Giants. You just have to pick your spots. This Saints offense, if they get it going, they don't turn it over. That's the big key because Drew Brees has turned it over of late. And his defense for the Giants has forced turnovers of late. If they force the Giants to play straight up, don't give them any turnovers, force them to win this game on their own merit, Saints have a shot in this game. I'm not sure if they'll be able to do that, but I tell you what, I give them as good a shot as any, and I'm picking the New Orleans Saints to go into this game against the Giants and get it done. And maybe it's my own foolish, wishful thinking because I want the Giants to lose so badly that I'm going against them because I don't even want to root for them. However, I really think, and look, I do a lot of foolish things. Sometimes I let my emotions get the best of me when I make some of my picks. This isn't one of those things. This isn't a, hey, I want the Giants to lose, so I'm going to pick the Saints. The Giants were playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. I wouldn't pick the Jaguars just because I want the Giants to lose. This isn't an emotional pick. This is a pick that I actually think that the Saints, after having a week and a half to prepare for this Giants team, can actually win this football game. And so I'm picking the Saints to get it done. 27-23 on the road against the Giants, taking their record to 6-7 on the season. Meanwhile, the Giants drop to 7-6 on the season. And now, all the rest of those teams in that division, Cowboys and Redskins, have a shot to tie these guys up if they're able to get a win in their respective ball games on Sunday. This is going to be fascinating down the stretch to see how this NFC East shapes up and who's able to come out on top as the NFC East champion. Finally, we arrive at Sunday night. More family business. Detroit Lions heading to Lambeau to take on the Green Bay Packers. Game that has playoff implications. Packers finally get sole possession of first place back. They're tied with the Bears, but they own the tiebreaker, so they're in first place. The last time they had this distinction, they gave it right back to the Bears the following week when they were obliterated by the Giants on the road. So they've had first place before, giving it right back to the Bears. There's no time for that now. They want to be serious. They got to take care of business now. It's no time for relapses. I heard that the Packers are still talking about that Seattle Seahawks game that they lost, that they should have won. Let it go. It's gone. It's not coming back. The NFL isn't going to overturn that game and give you a win. Let it go. Focus on the here and now and the future. Win this game. Win all the rest of them. You're NFC North champions. And you have exactly the same shot that you would have had you won that game anyway. You would have the same shot to win the Super Bowl. You'll be in the playoffs. You'll be the winner of the NFC North. Now, you may not get home field throughout, which might have been a distinct possibility had you won that game. But nonetheless, you don't have to be home to win. Good teams need to be able to win anywhere. They need to be able to pack up whatever it is they do good. Whatever you do well, you need to be able to pack it up, put it in a suitcase, and take it on the road with you. And so, I don't want to hear you still crying over spilt milk. Let it go. Win this game against the Lions. Get it done. Take this momentum from the win last week against the Minnesota Vikings and the win that you will get over these Lions into Soldier Field against the Bears and win that football game. That's all you need to be focusing on, is finishing up this season strong. Win this division. You'll be probably, because look, you win this division and you finish up this season strong, you got a shot at that second seed. You got a chance to get a first-round bye. The 49ers are fiddle-faddling around with that second seed. They don't want it. They're playing around. They're tying the Rams at home. They're losing to the Rams on the road. They don't want that second seed. Take it. Go take it. They don't want it. You take it. So it's there. The opportunity for you to do something big is there. But you have to win games. Like this one at home against the Detroit Lions, team that's struggling, who don't know how to close out ball games. They had the Houston Texans on the ropes on Thanksgiving. Let them off the hook. They had the Indianapolis Colts on the ropes at home last week. Let them off the hook. They don't know how to win games down the stretch. So your job is to make sure that you don't even let it get to that point in this game. Beat them. Don't give them any confidence that they can beat you. Take care of business. Get your 9th win of the season. And that's what I see the Packers doing in this game. They're the better team. Aaron Rodgers has been playing MVP-like football. And he probably should be the MVP again for what he's doing for that Packers team. That offensive line is putrid. They can't protect him at all. But he still has the best passer rating at 105 in the league. He's playing lights out football. Look at his numbers. You see, I think a lot of people make the mistake of looking at last year and seeing how easy they made it look. It was not easy last year. They made it look that way. Don't make the mistake of thinking that what they did last year was easy because they were coasting and they were beating up teams. They put in the work and they made it look easy. This year, it's not looking easy. It's not fluid. It doesn't look the same like it did last year. And so people think Aaron Rodgers is struggling. No, Aaron Rodgers is not struggling. He's just having to do more with less. And because they've been banged up all year. And this Packers team isn't protecting him. And so he's having to win games and do things that he didn't have to do last year. I mean, he's having to scramble out of the pocket and make things happen. He's having to run more this season because this offensive line can't protect him the way that he needs to be protected, but he's still getting it done. And so I think that this year might even be better than last year. And the numbers last year, yeah, they were insane, off the charts. But this year, what he's been able to do without being protected speaks volumes to how good of a quarterback he is. And I think he's the best quarterback in the National Football League right now. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers should, will, and can get it done against these Detroit Lions 30-20 on Sunday Night Football, taking their record to 9-4 in the season. Meanwhile, the Detroit Lions, who have struggled this year, they made the postseason last year, couldn't repeat the success that they had last year. They're a mess. Titus Young just been basically put on IR. You could call it a suspension, really, because that's what it is. But he's been put on IR for the remainder of the season. He's done in Detroit. He's a mess. He exemplifies what's going on and what's the problem in Detroit. They're undisciplined. They're an unruly bunch, and they're going to continue to be that way under Jim Schwartz. The remainder of his tenure as the coach of the Detroit Lions will look a lot like this season because that's the type of coach that Jim Schwartz is. He's a guy that doesn't have a disciplined bunch that he puts on the field every Sunday. You're going to have guys act out. You're going to have guys making crucial mistakes in games that help them lose because that's what Jim Schwartz allows to happen. That's the kind of guy he is. He's a hothead, And that's the kind of players that he has on the field. Hotheads that get into penalties, get into trouble, help this team lose games. And that's why they're 4-9 on the season after they lose this game to the Green Bay Packers. So that's a touchdown. Go ahead and throw it up. That's your Week 14 slate. Want to tackle on this quick extra point. A lot of football this week means a lot for the standings moving forward. Keep your eye open. Keep your eyes peeled and be cognizant of what's going on around you in the National Football League, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of games that mean something and will have implications on this playoff race moving forward. Also, have a lot of shows coming your way. This weekend is going to be very busy. They're going to be coming at you fast and furious, so I don't want you to miss anything. You're going to have the Redskins report coming your way. The NFL starting five will be coming your way. The division standings episodes will be coming your way. So just keep your eyes peeled, as a lot of things will be transpiring. It's getting hot and heavy now. It's getting late in the season, a lot to get to. And so just want you to make sure you focus in on the task at hand. A lot of videos coming your way, but also a lot of things happening in the NFL over this weekend. Be sure to keep your eyes peeled on everything and don't miss anything. That's going to be an episode for me. I thank you for joining me on Friday. Long episode. As you know, this is how it always goes on Friday. Many ways to contact and view the show. There's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's YouTube, there's the inbox. Whatever way you see fit or desire to use, they're all there. All those avenues are available to you. You know the name of the show. You know the name of the Facebook and the YouTube. And if you've been tuning into the show, you know it. For those of you who haven't, Facebook, In the Lab Room is the Facebook page. Twitter, @In the Lab Room is the Twitter handle. The inbox is inthelabroom@gmail.com. The YouTube page, Louis T. Like them all, subscribe to them all, do whatever it is you need to do to get all of these things to you faster and more convenient. Thank you for joining me on the program. Want to see you back here, as always, same time, same place. On Monday, we'll come back. We'll talk about the weekend that was and go slate skating as we go over the Week 14 of football. We'll also talk about everything that happened over the weekend. So want to see you back here on Monday. Don't miss any of the programs that come your way over the weekend. Today, tomorrow, Sunday, all those programs will be coming at you fast and furious. So keep your eyes peeled for that as well. Thank you for joining me. And as always, enjoy yourself. Enjoy your weekend. Have a good one.